Good day, everyone. So I'm still here in the office, lockdown, quarantined in our plant. So meron tayong tanong for today that have been raised by one of our previous students, OSHA. So he's asking like, Sir, ano nga yung meaning or definition bakit tinawag na focus 4 yung sa OSHA? Basically, for the sake of some of you who have not attended OSHA, so meron tayong tinatawag na Focus 4 hazards, or basically also known as Fatal 4. No? So when we say Fatal 4, from the word fatal, basically they are the most or the contributing hazards na nag-result ng fatalities or death pagdating sa construction. Kaya sila tinawag na Focus 4 kasi ito yung dapat nating pagtugunan ng pansin if we are working in a construction setting. So dapat nating tingnan itong mga hazards na to. So ano tong may mga hazards na to? The first hazard is yung tinatawag nating falling hazards, no? So the second hazard is yung tinatawag nating struck by. And then yung pangatlo is yung caught in between, and of course the last but not the least, electrical hazards. So again, emphasize natin bakit sila tinawag na Focus 4 because they are the 4 leading hazards that resulted into fatalities as per OSHA's statistics. Just to give you an idea, ano yung mga examples? No? I just give you a few examples for each category. Pag sinabi nating falls, ito yung mga areas kung saan there are unprotected sides or edges or holes, mga improperly constructed walking or working surfaces, improper use of access equipment, failure to properly use personal fall arrest systems if we are working at heights, and of course yung slips and trips, no? Common din to na nagkakos ng falls when we slip and trip. So those are the examples of falls. Pagdating naman sa struck by, basically we are talking about an object in motion. No? It can be a falling objects from loose or shifting materials. It can be from rigging failure. It can be from lack of overhead protection, yung sa mga hard hats or mga nets in high-rise building. Of course, it can also come from vehicle or equipment strikes, like equipment backup incidents, and of course struck by flying objects, yung mga demolition balls. So these are example of struck by incidents. For caught in or in between hazards naman, ang mga example natin dito is yung trench or excavation collapse. So these are examples. So rotating equipment, yung mga sa chain, unguarded parts, so anything that is in motion, unguarded parts, so where you get caught in, of course, equipment rollovers, equipment maintenance. So these are examples of that one. So for the last category or the last focus for is yung electrical. So anong mga example ng electrical? Of course, yung unang-una, yung contact on overhead power lines, yung mga cranes natin during operations. So yun yung isang area na dapat nating tugunan ng pansin. What else? Contact with live circuits in panels. So alam naman natin during construction, these electrical equipments are not properly are still in the construction and in commissioning phase, so they are not properly covered. So mataas yung exposure ng workers. Of course, yung mga poorly maintained cords or tools na hindi na nakikita or napapabayaan when it comes to inspection. And last but not the least, may mga recorded din sila ng mga lightning strikes, no? So pagdating sa US. So it may not be applicable in your countries or in other countries where you are right now, but these are the areas that you can think of or take into consideration. Again, the focus for are falling hazards, struck by hazards, caught in or between hazards, and electrical or electrocution hazards. So these are the 4 areas if you are working in the construction na dapat niyong tingnan. No? You have to make sure that there are specific programs or controls that you put in place para ma-prevent niyo yung hazards, no, from inflicting injuries or even death sa workers ninyo. So, thank you for listening. So, I'm open to questions and clarifications. So, if you have any further questions or topic that you want me to discuss, so just feel free and send me message through my Facebook page or even in this YouTube video. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you learned something new today.